Remember how Tokyo was very polite, concise, clean? Yeah, Manila's the total opposite of that. Can't say I don't like it. So we're taking the local transport here in Manila. Obviously, you can see it's a very packed ride, but pretty fun. Free ride. The system works here. You hop in whenever you can. It's always a mad rush. You pay 8 pesos and you go where the sign tells you where you're going. Pretty simple. Still very tight, but I prefer this over the New York City subway any day. As you can see, traffic is a major concern here, especially in Manila. The city is growing in numbers. The total population of the Philippines is 104 million people. Probably a lot more, but 1/3 of those people live here in Manila, and the city is expanding dramatically, causing insane traffic jams. Train station, you got a female area where only the women wait, and a male area where only the dudes wait. I wonder why. Holy shizzle. Wow, this is Manila. Welcome. Right now, actually, we're at an underground bomb shelter that was constructed here in the 30s, but now it's just a public walkway. This is an old Spanish colonial building here. When the Japanese took over the Philippines in the 1940s, they would execute 5 Filipinos here as regular citizens whenever an officer died. When they actually lost an entire base, they took 1,000 innocent Filipino citizens, brought them in this building, and then lit it on fire, killing all of them. This is Fort Santiago. So before the Japanese brought tyranny here, it was the Americans, and then it was the Spanish. And this is their fort. This is actually a portrait of a fiction writer that was murdered by the Spaniards here for causing rebellion, even though he wrote fictionist books. We actually have his vertebrae here that was severed by a bullet. An armed squad of 200 soldiers made sure he was assassinated. Even though his writings were fiction, they spread rebellion throughout this country, and his name was Jose Rizal. Jose faced trial here, and the judge, jury, and executioner sat right in front of me, just like Obama when he has his deposition matrix. So between February 3rd and March 3rd, 1945, over 100,000 innocent Filipinos died in the U.S. bombardment of this country. Wow. So this is the little public memorial that they have to all the victims here. I did not know this. The committee that actually put this memorial together put a little time capsule in here that's going to be open on February 18th, 2045, and no one knows what's inside. We're here at the oldest stone church in all of the Philippines. It's creepy. Is this area over here?
Okay, this is the mausoleum for the ancestors of the family who runs the largest banking corporation in the country today. We're talking about this mausoleum here is exclusive for use only by the families Ayala, the Zabels, you have the Rojas, you have, they are practically the ancestors of the family who runs the largest banking corporation in the country today.
Wow. So the banksters have their own special place at the Spanish church.
Yeah. You have a space inside this church as your final resting place. You should be someone who has a lot of money in your pockets, okay, or huge bank account.
We still have Spanish blood.
Yeah. And they happen to be the elite class of today. Yeah.
Makes sense. Imperialists still control the banking here in the Philippines, and they have their own special place at this church. Even though this place is very wild, 88% of the country is Catholic, as you can see a mass happening outside right now. So in the Philippines, 70% of the country owns guns, and it's one of the #1 country for homicides in all of Asia. That's why there's security checks. Public transport systems like this one.
There's a lot of socioeconomic problems here in the Philippines, but what do you expect when they're facing tyranny from the Americans, the Spanish, the Japanese, and a dictatorship? The history here runs very deep and is very turbulent, and I was only able to show you a small snippet of what I learned today. Next, I'm going to concentrate on the social economic issues here because I think they're a little bit more important, but subscribe. We're going to have a lot more content from the Philippines coming your way.